Parents of Reddit, what did you swear you wouldn't do as a parent, that you've done at least once? Because I said so. Did your mom tell you to say it? Now that I'm grown up, I totally accept because I said so as a good answer. The problem is that it's a hard idea to explain to kids. Like, a good definition of being rational is trying to prove yourself wrong. Resort to bribery. Lol. I was completely ignorant. Children are why bribery was invented. Use food as a reward or incentive. I use food as an incentive for myself still. A well-placed piece of chocolate works wonders. Well placed? I prefer the mouth. But have you had good results elsewhere? Given to what they want for an hour's peace. Tell them we are going to clean the house when I'm done taking my nap. Oh, that's genius. Thanks for the idea. HHHMMMMM. It depends on how diabolical your kids are. I would take that to mean don't let mom go to sleep and we'll never have to clean the house. Double quote. When leaving and trying to get my son to come with me. Bye. Double quote. Edit. Never had an award or nearly this many upvotes. Glad to know I'm not the only one who made this promise without the ability to keep it. Done the same lately. It gets my youngest scrambling to the front door, shoes and all, when she didn't take me seriously she first time. I feel that she legitimately thinks I'll leave without her. But damn does it get the job done when we're in a rush. Once my son, 7 or so at the time, would not get K in the truck to leave the barn. I threatened to leave him. He laughed. I left. Drove about 300 feet down the road. Backed up. And he was standing there looking like I'd chopped up his dog in front of him. He flew into my truck. Subbing. I felt awful. But the little shitty gets into my truck when I say it's time to go now. Drive a minivan. But damn are they smooth and convenient. Not worrying about kids flinging doors open into parked cars reduced my stress tenfold. Okay kids. Help yourselves to dinner tonight. I'm way too tired. Double quote. The thing is, my 10-year-old can now make an excellent egg and bacon sandwich now, so that worked out. ENH. As long as the kids getting their nutrients in, it doesn't hurt to teach them early how to fend for themselves. I think. And if they like cooking, it's an easy way to help out. I started helping make dinner sometimes for my family around that age. Yep. I've kind of stumbled across this without realizing, and it's been quite nice. What started with my post-work laziness has turned into joint family cooking effort. Cry when my kids say something mean. I'm usually pretty good, but after a long day with a 4-year-old who just didn't want to listen and is having a bad day himself, hearing "I don't love you" can destroy you, even though you logically know they have no clue what they're saying. Oh boy. You think they can make you cry now? Wait until they are teenagers. Bought a minivan. In fact, I've owned a string of them over the years. My dad had a Corvette when I was little. When my brother was born, he traded it in for a minivan. That had to hurt. My dad had a pristine lifted 88 Ram Charger that I vaguely remember when I was a kid back around 1995. Mom made dad trade it because she didn't like having to lug the car seats in and out of it when she wanted him to drive. Her car was a stock Suburban. Ask your mother. I hate it when both my parents say this about the other. Dad. Ask your mom. Mom. Ask your mom. Mom. Went round about 20 minutes. Sisters and I finally decided it was okay and had a friend stay over and one sibling stay at friend's house. Both families had at least 4 kids. I don't think anyone really noticed until the next day when the child exchange had to happen. I think they learned their lesson. Sit them down in front of the TV or a tablet just to get a few effing minutes where they're occupied and not asking for something. Edit. Thanks for the gold silver. It's actually comforting to learn I'm not alone in this. When my son was younger and woke up ridiculously early, I would take a blanket downstairs and snooze on the sofa while we watched cartoons if I was too tired. I did this too. And while I do have some guilt about it, those are some of my most precious memories of being with my children. Safe and cozy. Everyone is happy. Everybody is throwing out the negative stuff. My daughters paint my nails regularly. If you have asked me when I was like mid-20s, I was never gonna let that happen. First time my oldest asked, I was mush okay, go ahead. They do it all the time now. No makeup though. That tea is definitely not happening. Calling my kids each other's names. Eventually I just go with you know who you are. Always wondered why my parents did that. Now as a parent, with life so stressful and fast, I fully see why. I'm 23 and my parents still do that. Have another kid. What happened to us? The kid grew up. And you missed holding a baby. And backrubs. Violently grabbing my kid by the arm in public when they were not behaving or listening to me. Especially when you know them. It looks bad. But you see them get the idea they're gonna arm sweep a shelf or push a display over. And you know enough that when you doubt yourself and then they do it, it's on you. And then everybody stares and judges like you can't control your bad kids. I genuinely thought when I had kids that we'd all be dressed in white and skipping through meadows. Nothing could have been further from that. I've shouted so much when I said I wouldn't. I've fed them crap food. Made more use of the electronic babysitter than I intended. Handed down clothes I swore I wouldn't. Because why wouldn't you? Effed and jeffed under my breath more times than I care to count. There's been days when the house was a shitty hole because I was too exhausted to clean. There have been days when I felt like running away. Have to say though, they seem to have survived okay and have turned into great young adults. Either because of, or in spite of, me. I think us parents can be too hard on ourselves. I said I would never ground my kids. Wouldn't you know I do it every time they get in trouble. My parents still throw it in my face. I loved being grounded. I had time alone in my room to read or play. Same lol, my mom tried grounding from reading cause I didn't care if I got grounded. My parents would straight up take my books away. I always had one stashed between my sheets and mattress. Whenever I heard them coming I'd put it back. Given to repeated, whiny requests. I know I shouldn't as it sets a precedent and teaches them bad habits. But damn it, I'm sometimes so tired and stressed with the constant verbal barrage I just have to give in. Even knowing it'll make it more difficult in the future. I'm a preschool teacher, it's fine to give in every once in a while. But please for the love of God make the kids say please and thank you at the very least before you give in. That alone will help a ton in most situations. I thought I'd spend a lot less time on my phone and more time playing. I'm just so exhausted. I think you can find a balance. I put my phone down but I sit on the couch and relax and talk to my daughter while she plays. She is 5 so she talks back and I ask her to do things. Or she will bring me a book or ask me questions. So I can still rest but be involved. By those terrible squeaky shoes that make noises when baby walks. I used to hate those so much. Until I became a mom and those annoying shoes would basically be a radar for when she walks around. I know she's nearby as long as I hear the squeaks. Yelling all the damn time. In my 20s I can't remember even raising my voice. Now I have to start every sentence at an 8. I work with little kids and have a 5-year-old myself. Here's a trick. Every once in a while when they expect a yell, get down really close to their face and whisper the punishment. It freaks them out because they expect the yell and the whisper is contradictory. Just use it sparingly. Not talk about my kid all the time. It's just too cool seeing her absorb language to not talk about it. My sister gets daily texts along the lines of she said Cookie Monster today. She counted 1-10 with the count on Sesame Street. Double quote. I try not to post too many pictures of her online at least. I was super strict with screen time and food with my second child that went right out the window. I am way more chilled and happy with the second kid because I'm more confident and experienced, so think I'm more the type of parent I wanted to be. I don't feel the pressure I'm doing everything wrong. So it's probably a good thing I've relaxed WTH that stuff. Given to her demands for other food when I've made a dinner I know she likes. She's only 20 months. And I'm lucky that she likes most food I put in front of her. Seriously. I've never seen a kid devour broccoli and other veggies like she does. But every so often, she'll demand puffs. Or yogurts. Or Cheerios. Despite having plenty of food that she likes in front of her. And that's all she'll eat. Luckily, I have ways of getting her to eat something she really should eat. It involves letting her try to feed it to me. Then telling her to eat it. And reacting as if she totally tricked me. Oh. What a sneaky kid. It didn't see that coming the 20th time you did it to me. You sure tricked me by eating the food I wanted you to eat in the first place. This will get buried, but honestly, I didn't think I'd be a stay-at-home dad. It's been tiring but awesome to have my son with me everywhere I go. He also flirts like a mad lad with any girl he sees. And it's hilarious. Have my kids settle an argument between me and my wife. This made me laugh as my 6-year-old settled an argument between me and my teenager earlier. He pointed out neither of us was correct and told us the correct answer. Double checked and he was right. The 3-bite rule. I swore I'd only make one meal. And my kids were going to at least eat 3 bites of everything, and that's that. Fast forward to a sweet boy with legitimate texture issues. He will actually gag and vomit. And I have become an expert at deconstructing dinners so he doesn't have to deal with anything mushy while the rest of us eat. It doesn't go away. Unfortunately. I'm in my 30s and melted cheese in any context, other than fresh pizza for some reason, is an insta-bath. Non-parents think children are logical beings who merely lack life experience. It's always I'll just sit them down and explain to them. And I'll never always. And the kids will be happy 24/7. Yeah. Nah. Children run off kid logic. No solutions work for all kids, or even work on the same kid consistently. If you want to survive and raise the best kid you can, you will constantly evolve and adapt. My parents had me later in life. My mom was 40. Dad was 34. I swore I would never be an older parent. I had all sorts of reasons why, which I've ultimately realized were nonsense. Anyway, my wife and I are expecting our second child later this year. Our first will be 10 when the second is born, and I'll be 38, and I couldn't be more excited. I had young parents and liked it, so I wanted to have kids on the earlier side. Not 20 like them, but maybe 25. Definitely by 30. Well, I'm 29 now, and if the money isn't there. Yell at my kid. I went to a parenting class. Love and logic. Read countless books. Watched cringy YouTube because I was determined to not be like my mom. But when your 6-year-old decides to wake up at 0400, sneak downstairs and mix everything from the storage cabinet into a 3-quart mixing bowl. No. It didn't hold all the contents. But that didn't stop her from adding more on the light tan carpet of your rental, destroying any hope of getting your security deposit back. And you wake up to the overwhelming smell of baking chocolate, pepper, and garlic. You tend to lose your cool. It was god-awful. Rice, flour, chocolate powder, all my spices and herbs, pancake mix, mixed with who knows how many cups of water, and stirred. Take them to McDonald's. We are educated. Read parenting books. And feed our daughter nutritious foods. We swore off fast food, chemicals, and candy. And then reality hit. Sometimes you are in a hurry. Need something cheap. And something that will calm down your upset 3-year-old. In moderation. A Happy Meal is fine as long as it brings a little bit of happiness to my daughter. We even get apples and juice to make ourselves feel better. Using screen time because I needed a break. Allowing my kid to have a dinnerable, lunchable served at dinner time because I was too tired to cook. Saying things like we look with our eyes, not our hands, and hi. Hungry. I'm mommy. Double quote. For a while. I also swore that I'd never be a mom. So I'm happy with all of it. Saying I'm disappointed in you. The one time my mom said it to me I literally grounded myself. Don't have kids yet. But my 18-year-old niece did some seriously dangerously stupid shit last night, and when she got back to the house I laid into her with the force of 15 angry moms and ended it with "I'm so hurt and disappointed in you right now. You're so much smarter than this." She walked away crying and I felt like I was going to vomit for saying that. But you know what? She got the message loud and clear. Sometimes you have to pull that out. Kids are used to being told off, so it's easy for them to roll their eyes, chew on their tongue and pretend they are sorry. I'm nearly 32 and I still think I would fill up with tears if my mum said she was disappointed in me. However, as long as you also tell them when you are proud, it makes all the difference. And just a tidbit for any future parents, make sure it's always "I'm disappointed in you" and not "you are a disappointment." Those are two very different things.